the Cypriots are on the streets again, but not this time to protest against austerity measures dictated by Brussels. Today they're marching in honour of Greece's liberation from Ottoman rule 200 years ago. The anniversary is a reminder that in its history the island has been through worse than near bankruptcy. A few hours earlier, Cyprus had been on the brink of financial meltdown. In Brussels, after hours of tense negotiations between Cypriot leaders and the EU, ECB and IMF, an exhausted Cypriot finance minister announced a temporary reprieve.
In short, I believe we have averted literally the possibility of bankruptcy, and we have assured the prospects for generations to come.
Under the terms of the deal, Cyprus will get a bailout of 10 billion euros in exchange for a thorough restructuring of its bloated banking sector. Cyprus's second biggest bank, Laiki, is to be wound down. Bank deposits of more than 100,000 euros will be subject to tax. Savings of less than 100,000 euros won't be taxed. But there's still little sense of relief. At least not in Anagia, a village 20 kilometres away from the capital, Nicosia. This is where Anitoula Firini lives. She's a widow who has to get by on her modest teacher's income. Together with her family, she watched on TV as Cyprus's fate was sealed in Brussels.
Up until recently, we had a life. I always had to work a lot and do overtime. It's a tough job, but I always managed. But we never expected things would get this bad. When we joined the EU, we Cypriots always thought they would protect us. That was our dream, at least.
Her son, Sotiris, is training to become a nurse. He's counting on financial support from his mother to finish his training.
I just see our future being destroyed. We're living in uncertainty. We do this training or study for a few years. We rely on our parents financially, but in the end we don't see any benefit because we can't find jobs. And all that's left for us is to emigrate.
The economic downturn has affected supermarket owner Nicolas Lau too. His turnover has fallen by 20%. And he's had to let some of his employees go. And there are even problems with the products that are selling well.
The shelves are so empty because mothers are buying more than usual. They're stocking up on baby food because they're worried we'll run out. We've had to import dried milk powder. It's an important product, and it's a really sensitive subject at the moment.
Meanwhile, in the popular tourist destination Limassol, there's relatively little sign of worry and hardship affecting many Cypriots. The yachts moored in the marina are mostly Russian-owned, and the first tourists have begun arriving.
We just arrived. We decided to take the risk and come whatever was going on here.
Even if the worst isn't yet over for Cyprus's banks, at least it can rely on its beaches.